Alright, so I decided tonight was the night that I was going to pull this air hose off. This came out of the hose reel. It was a Harbor Freight hose reel, and I've had it years. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's the forced air unit there, but like everything seems to dry out in here. It could be just cheap hose, but you can see how it's open up here, and it was leaking every time I'd put air in there. It'd end up leaking right there, and instead of replacing just the end, I want to replace the whole hose because the whole hose is pretty dried and cracked. So what I did was I cut the end off. I think it was that end. Yeah, I cut that end off. You'll see here, there's the hole of the air reel here, and this piece here just threads in. Now this is 3/8 hose with a 3/8 thread. So I went to the store, Fleet Farm, Northern Tool, Menards, looking for a 25-foot hose with a 3/8 thread, and no go. All they had was 7/16, and 7/16 is going to be too small, and that's really frustrating. No, not 7/16, I lied. Quarter. They all had quarter thread with 3/8 hose. And the hose should probably be this size because then it'll fit in here nicer. And I didn't want to have to put an adapter on this, but I mean, I guess I could put an adapter if I had to bring it down to quarter. But I was really hoping I wouldn't have to screw with that, but the way it's looking here, I'm going to have to. So, yeah, so that's where I'm at with that. So the other thing I thought is that, well, I bought it from Harbor Freight, and I wasn't going to replace the whole unit because the rest of the unit doesn't leak. It's just the hose, and I figured this would be a simple fix. And I thought, well, maybe it's Harbor Freight, and they're like doing something stupid with their hose reels and putting a different size thread on. That's why I can't find a hose to replace this one. But all the hose reels at Northern Tool also were this size, and I know, like, I don't know what this is here. This is the that's hard to do through the camera. So there's the end, and this says on it, this is quarter U, whatever that means, and that thread's directly in there. So but you can see, like this one here, this is going to be that 3/8, or this is going to be the quarter again, even though this one here says, oh, you know what, this is quarter. This is an adapter here. There's an adapter on here to get that down to the right size. So it's the hose that's the issue. So what we could do is buy an adapter like this that goes the opposite way so we can get it up to this size. I might have one of those. Let me look once. Alright, so here is the solution now. I couldn't find the hose I wanted. I wanted to find a Goodyear hose that was yellow. Fleet Farm didn't have any of those, so this is actually from Northern Tool, but it is made in the United States. It's a 3/8 hose, 25 feet long. It's got a 1/4 inch NPT fitting, which is not the right size, but I did get this, which is a 1/4 to 3/8, so I'm hoping this works. Well, we're going to find out, I guess. So let me get this stuff opened up here and see what we got. Alright, so we got it here. This will work. So this is, like I said before, this was the size that was threaded into the hose reel. And I believe this is 3/8, this is 1/4. No. Yes, this is 1/4, this is 3/8. This is that adapter that I have. So what I'll do is, this adapter will thread on, like so. I'm going to get some pipe paste or pipe dope on this in a second. Like that, and then this end here, which I'll use this because it's got an adapter on, will go into this or the hose reel. So that'll, and then this here I can actually take off because this end here will actually be the right size as this coupler. So let's get started. Okay, so this is what I use. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's a slow setting pipe thread compound. I use this on I work on my lanterns. So I'm just going to loop this thing up really well because I hate air leaks. And here's one of those things that like seem to leak pretty easy, so I'm gonna really overdo it here. This is just a copious amount here of, there you go, and just thread this on like that, and then I'll get a wrench here to hold that down. Wait on it, that's a lot. I should probably put that on here, because this is where this will need to go next. Alright, so that's where that is. Alright, so I got the hose routed through here. The thing you got to remember is when you're threading this on in, the hose wants to spin. So there's no union in there. So if you had a union, which looks like that, you could actually attach one piece and you just tighten the... I'm not going to explain. If you don't know what a union is or how it works, then look it up. But anyway, if there was a union there, you wouldn't have to worry about the hose twisting. But I just got it, I put some twists in the opposite direction and then threaded it in, and then I just kind of pulled the hose through the rest of the way. It comes around the back like this. If you can see that or not. It comes out the back. So now I'm just going to tighten up those screws there. There's a spring here which just keeps the hose from rubbing on this metal, sharp metal edge here. And then there's a screw on each side here with this keeper here, this holder. I know some people are probably wondering, is this a project I could tackle myself? On a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably a 10. I just make it look easy because I know what I'm doing. I definitely wouldn't attempt to do this yourself if you don't know what you're doing. And obviously I'm kidding. So there's really nothing to this. If you can't do this, then I don't know why you even have a reel. So, or an air compressor like this. Anyway, let me get this hooked up here. Alright, so I got it all together here now. I have not reeled it back in. This hose is actually way more flexible than the other stuff. So the other stuff was definitely dried out. So that's what it looks like. You can see too, these leads here, they're all cracked too. I should probably replace those. They're not leaking air yet, so I'm not too worried about it, but it's probably a matter of time. So I got to clean this up yet. I still got a ton of extra goo on this. But there's the end. That's what that looks like. And I got the, oh god, I got all over my hands here. I got the hose pressurized. So it's not leaking. I don't hear air hissing anywhere. So, and then I also put the stop on, which I don't even know if that's at the right spot. I might have to, should bring that down a little bit. So anyway, and this hose is oil resistant. So let's see if it reels itself back in or not. Oh yeah, I got the, need to set that up some so it's not hanging down so far. Yeah, it's not bad. Looks like it works. And if we're going to pull it out, we just and back in again. Perfect. Yep, I'll adjust that stop and that should be that.